Okay, so I thought I'd use this video to talk about something that I found pretty interesting in an entomology class dealing with insects that I took at one of the UC campuses. Don't want to say what specific UC campus because I don't want people to track me down if they find something I say disagreeable in the future or that I said in the past. But anyway, in this entomology class, my teacher said that one of the ways that Major Walter Reed, one of the reasons he was honored was because he had discovered the link originally uh, from mosquitoes, proving that mosquitoes caused yellow fever, which they hadn't been able to prove previously. For example, the French tried to build a Panama Canal, similar how we tried and ended up succeeding building it, but they weren't successful in large part because yellow fever just decimated them. Other European powers had tried other adventures. The British had tried to invade Latin America and take it from the Spanish. That failed because of yellow fever. And so if the United States hoped to have a different outcome, it was going to have to find out what's causing yellow fever and hopefully find a cure. So it may seem obvious now that yellow fever is caused by mosquitoes, but actually the link was pretty hard to prove. It seemed like everyone was getting bit by mosquitoes and not everyone was getting yellow fever, or some people might have not noticed getting bit by mosquitoes and did end up getting yellow fever. So how do you prove that mosquitoes were causing yellow fever? Well, Major Walter Reed had a solution. What he did was he took 10 Army soldiers, U.S. Army soldiers, basically put them in a tent and closed the tent, sealed it up, said, "You guys stay in here all night. You cannot leave, and don't open the door." It's an order. And then he took another 10 U.S. Army soldiers and he said, "Sleep in here all night, keep the door open, don't close the door. Mosquitoes are going to come in, don't swat at them." That's an order. Then Major Walter Reed took another 10 unfortunate U.S. soldiers and put them in a tent and then threw in a whole bunch, hundreds of tropical mosquitoes and closed the tent and told the soldiers it's going to be a hard night, but don't swat at the mosquitoes. This is important for U.S. national security. Watch out when anyone says that this is important for U.S. national security. Anyway, the first group where the tent was sealed, none of them got yellow fever. In the second group where the door was open in the tent, some of them got yellow fever. I think some of them died. And in the third tent where they were locked inside a tent with mosquitoes, tropical mosquitoes, all 10 soldiers got yellow fever. So that proved for the first time that that mosquitoes did cause yellow fever. And for doing this, Walter Reed was honored for, with having the Army Medical Hospital named after him. He'd probably go to jail for doing that. Nowadays, it resulted in the death and illness of whatever. I don't know how many soldiers died in that experiment or got very sick, but certainly some did. But on the bright side, I guess, it ended up saving literally millions of lives, not to mention allowing the U.S. to build the Panama Canal, We now know that yellow fever is caused by mosquitoes. It's a virus. You can't get sick from treating people who have yellow fever, and there is now a vaccine to prevent yellow fever, all in the name of science. So maybe Walter Reed should be honored. I just thought that was an interesting experiment and interesting history. Sometimes truth can be more interesting than fiction or whatever. So, hope you enjoyed that little tidbit of history, and comment if you like.